the competition that we have seen so far seems to be from the tier 1 headphone manufacturers. So the 500 million headphones that will be sold next year are generally divided amongst 3 sets of organisations: the tier 1s, the tier 2s and the tier 3s. The tier 1s are the major brands which you will have probably heard of. Some of those major brands will do their own thing. We were talking to one Japanese manufacturer who said, look, we've got 5,000 audio engineers sitting in a building in Japan. We're going to try and do our own thing. Well, good luck to them with that, because the cause is a good one, but they must do it without infringing our intellectual property, and they're going to have to do it without any of our experience and know-how which we've gained over the last 10 years developing products for people like the BBC. I'm sure they can do it. I guess it will take them longer, but that's their approach. So in a simple answer, I think the competition to us at the moment is those organisations who wish to do it themselves because they have technical capability to do so. When you start to look at the tier 2s, some of the tier 2s have technical capability, some don't. And the tier 3s, most of them don't have the technical capability. So we'll probably resort to acquiring the features through a license agreement with a firmware provider like ourselves. I must give you a health warning, because the market is very, very difficult to define in this way. But it looks something like the tier 1s are responsible for around 40% of the market, 200 million of the 500 million. Now, I think there's a good possibility when we have partnered up with Qualcomm that we could get some of those tier 1s who don't have the expertise or don't wish to, or frankly come late to the party. If they're sitting there in 8-9 months time going, oh my goodness, we need to do something about hearing safeguarding, and Qualcomm come along and say, hello Mr. tier 1 brand, you don't need to worry about that. Here is a chipset on which we can put all the safeguarding firmware for you, then that may well be a solution. So I don't think we'll lose all of that to the tier 1s. So that leaves us, the tier 2-3 boundary is very muddy. And so, for example, we're in discussion at the moment with one manufacturer. Again, I can't tell you their name because I don't have their permission to do so. They make somewhere around 30 to 40 million headphones a year, but they make them for all sorts of different people. And we're in discussions with them about some headphones that they're going to use. So we may well end up, they look like a tier 2 manufacturer, but actually the product ends up being a tier 1 product.